Has the economic collapse begun? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, and let's have a look at this article written by Jason Murphy from news.com.au, in which he discusses, well, the impact of the cuts to JobKeeper on jobs and wages, and that's happening faster than many expected. Now, we'll jump over here, we can see this is the ABS data that's been released. We get now weekly updated data from the Bureau of Statistics regarding jobs and wages. Now, many people have prophesized and warned that once these support mechanisms start to get wound back, there will be a hit to the economy. Now, the economy will start to drop sharp. We're seeing it. Unemployment, sure, it's at 6.9%. It's gotten a bit worse. But you have to realize anyone who's claiming that the economy is recovering, can they legitimately make that claim as long as we're propping everything up? As long as JobKeeper is keeping businesses going, even at a reduced rate, and we're going to see the impact of reducing this rate. As long as you have people receiving mortgage holidays so they don't need to pay their debts, their mortgages. You've got businesses receiving loan holidays as well, everyone. That's just terrifying. I've been in business. I've had business loans. You want to get rid of them. You don't want to hold on to them. When we've got the ability for businesses and companies to continue to trade while insolvent, they're changing the rules. They're changing the rules. And while we have lockdowns occurring still in Victoria, and sure they're easing them up, but they're extending things. And now, over our head, there's the constant threat of future lockdowns and restrictions. So how can anyone claim we have a recovery? I suspect more and more we're seeing a K-shaped economy. We're seeing some parts of the economy shoot up, some people not even notice it, and others get hammered. This is a two-speed recession. Or, well, let's just say it's an economy that is exacerbating the two speeds, or recession that's exacerbating the two speeds that occur in our economy. I spoke to a lady yesterday, a professional artist. Busiest she's ever been. Busiest she's ever been. I spoke to an architect the other day. Busiest they've been, flat out. They expected it much worse. They're working in the pubs and clubs sector. Pubs are shut down. Refurbishment time. Why not take advantage of it? So then you have a conversation with someone else and their business is just on the edge. Or someone who's lost their job and has lost hope. Can't find another job. It's a mixed bag out there. It really is. And the problem is some people may be stuck in a bubble and you may only see people who are doing well or who are thinking it's going great. Or you may just be surrounded by people who are just suffering. So you've got to understand there's a whole group of people who may be experiencing this a lot harder than you or your colleagues are. And there's a whole other group that may be doing it a lot better than you realize. If you're down in the dumps. I encourage you to reach out to people who are suffering, who are going through tough times. I've had people ask me in the comments and send me messages, I've lost my job, what can I do? And my suggestions would be just to take things one day at a time. Look at industries or sectors where you may not have considered working in the past. Look at other ideas or options that you could do. Maybe this is the time where you need to, reskill, look at another career. And I know that gets harder the older you get. Maybe you can find a way to create your own work, create your own opportunities, use that entrepreneurial spirit that's part of Australia. But just take it one day at a time and cut your costs, guys. Cut your costs to the bone. It's what we had to do. And we suddenly lost $500,000 of work. That was a big hit to us for the size of our practice. And so we had to make some really tough decisions. And in the end, they've worked out for the better now. Because coming into this happened before this recession. Coming into this recession, now my overheads are razor thin. Because what can happen is if you're growing, business is going crazy, you got all this work just flooding in constantly, well, you can get a little complacent and you can start wasting a little bit of money. Maybe even taking on people you don't need. Or having extra expenses that just start draining the account. Or a little bit here, a little bit there. So in some ways, getting a handle on things and really tightening it can be the best thing that happened to you. And sadly, you might need a slap in the face for that to happen. For us, it worked out quite well in the long run, but let's just say it wasn't a pleasant journey to go through. I'd recommend also study some Stoic texts, everyone. If you're going through tough times, if you can't get out, you can't do anything, do some philosophy, do some reading. It might be just what you need. So enough of that airy-fairy stuff. Let's have a look at this article written by Jason Murphy about the end of JobKeeper and the Australian job opportunities falling. But before we go through that, I'll have a look here, what I wanted to see. This is the weekly payroll jobs and wages in Australia. And it's experimental weekly estimates of the impact of the coronavirus on payroll jobs and wages sourced from single-touch payroll data. This is one reason I'm also glad we're not employing people anymore, is having to deal with this single-touch payroll stuff. So, between the week ending 14th of March and week ending 3rd of October, payroll jobs decreased by 4.1%. Total wages decreased by 3.3%. High-level analysis suggests by 3rd of October 2020, there were approximately 440,000 fewer payroll jobs in STP-enabled businesses than on the 14th of March. And remember, STP doesn't include all businesses. There's some, I'm assuming, are still doing it the old-fashioned way. But still, nearly 500,000 fewer jobs. 400,000 fewer jobs, guys. That's a big number for our country. Between the week ending 19th of September and the week ending 3rd of October, payroll jobs decreased by 0.9 compared to an increase of 0.5 in the previous fortnight. Total wages paid decreased by 2.2% compared to an increase of 1.3% in the previous fortnight. So it's interesting to see just the change there in wages. That's going to affect how much money is flowing through the economy. That's going to affect how much confidence people has. It's going to affect people's ability to service their loans, to put food on the table, and to make discretionary retail purchases. I'll show later today another video looking at retail spending and CommBank's analysis of spending, or spending habits, intentions. And you can see that there's certain sectors that are copying it and certain sectors that are doing okay. I'd say that we're seeing this two-speed recovery. So here's the payroll jobs index is going down, total wages index is going down. We can see per state, percentage change by state and territory. New South Wales, let's just jump over here between March to October, down 4.8. Victoria 4.2, Queensland 0.9, SA flat, good on you, SA. Western Australia down 2.1, Tassie down 4.9, so Tassie's doing the worst. Northern Territory down 1.4, ACT down 2.5, so overall we're down 3.3. So payroll jobs by selected geography, indexed to the week ending 14th of March. So this is since the 14th of March. That was at 14th of March, 100. And so you can then measure how it's going. So the rest of Australia, we took a big dip. All of us took a big dip. Now Victoria hasn't recovered. The rest of us pretty much have. We went a little bit... No, sorry, that's 100. We still haven't. We're still a little bit off. 2.5% off. But look at that plunge. Nearly, what, 91% down. So Victoria's still doing it pretty tough. Oh, and they've got an interactive map. We can look at that at a later time. Or I'll link to this, guys. If you want to find any of these articles or references I'll link to, you can find them in the pinned comment. So payroll jobs by sex, indexed to March. So we're still down, both male and female. So now what happened is, which is interesting, look at the blokes. We didn't hit it quite as hard then, at the beginning. Then we went down. Now we're up. And again, we're down. The girls really copped it, bounced right back again, and they're doing a little bit better. But still, we're down from March. Ooh, age groups. Let's have a look here. Aged under 20. So, between the 14th of March and 3rd of October, they've gone up 29.6%. That's fantastic. That shows you. Are people preparing for these credits? Or are they already in place yet? 20 to 29, they're up 0.7. 30 to 39, they're down 1.6. Yes, I'm still in this group. Yes, for now. Not for long. 40 to 49 are down 4.5. 50 to 59 are down 4.9. everything. So really, guys, it's the young'uns improving the most. Everyone else is copping it. So age 70 and over, negative 8.3. So industries. Agricultural, forestry, and fishing, down 3.3 since March. Mining, down 6.4 since March. And manufacturing, down 6.2 since March. Electricity, gas, water, and waste service are up 2.4. So that's looking good. Construction, down 7%. And this is with all of the stimulus that has been thrown at the construction sector, guys. You know, with the building approvals jumping up in housing, but taking a hit in multi-res. Still 7% lower than March. Just think about that. Think how it would be if we hadn't chucked all that stimulus spending at it. Everyone. How can anyone say we're having an economic recovery? And there's some people are talking about I'm just noticing the comments about this currency reset from the IMF, or these interventions by the IMF are going to be a gold-backed currency. And I'm just thinking the Keynesians, they don't want to do that. They want to have the power to come into the rescue in these situations. But those of us who have been studying a bit of history, we appreciate the fact that they're coming to the rescue just makes things worse in the long run. You may feel better right now. So maybe, you're getting that nice sugar-loaded donut and you're eating it, you feel real good and happy and you're high, you're running around like a kid. But then an hour later, you pay the price. You pay the price. Wholesale trade is down 9.6. Retail down 2.3. Accommodation and food services still 13%. Wow. So, these are wages, guys. These are wages. Jobs are looking even worse. Transport, postal, and warehousing down 4.6. Information, media, and telecommunications down 5.6. Financial and industry insurance services down 3.9. Look at the change between 19th of September and October, down 22%. So it's just taken a big hit. Just a big hit. Renting down 0.3, professional, scientific services down 5. So this is all public administration and safety, barely moved. Education and training, pretty flat. Healthcare and social assistance is up 3.1. So jobs are not up. Payroll jobs aren't up, but wages are up, so they're getting more work. Arts and recreational services payroll is down and jobs are down. Other industries, both pay is up, but jobs are down. So all industries jobs are down, payroll is down. So percentage change in payroll jobs by industry between March 14th and October. So the only ones are up are finance, public admin, health and social assistance. Payroll jobs by employment size. So, okay. All sizes are sitting here. Under 20 employees are there. Okay, so this blue line, the under 20 employees, I'd say that you could argue that's the middle class. That's small business to medium business owners. That'd be the scale of business that I was in. Look at that hit, guys. Look at that hit. 20 to 199 employees, they've taken a hit too. But 200 and over, the big boys, they're going up. They're not back at the level where they were, but they're not. This shows you. This is actually. You look at this. Look at this here. This is the K-shaped recovery, guys. Almost. Look at this. I got kids screaming in the background. If you can hear it, they're playing happily. Oh, not playing happily. I think someone's not playing the role play game properly, being mummy. Okay, there you go, guys. Is this the K-shaped recovery? Right here. I'll just leave the K there. I feel like I'm literally teaching my children how to do handwriting. I feel like I'm doing that here. So percentage change in jobs by state, territory by employment size, 14th of March. So this is from March to October. Under 20 employees down 6.3%. Biggest one is in Victoria. 22 199 down 6.9. Biggest one again is in Victoria. 200 and over 1.6. Biggest one again is in Victoria. Then the ACT. That's interesting. But there you go. You got -12 here, but 6.5, 6.5 for 200 in Western Australia, Tasmania. So a lot of West Tasmania and New South Wales, a lot of places are copping it, guys. So this is a bit the latest payroll data, and we can see this K-shaped recovery here starting to materialize, can't we? Two-speed economy, everyone. So let's jump back here. I'll have a shot of coffee, and we'll have a look at this article that was written by Jason. Because he's been warning about the removal of some of these support mechanisms, which, I mean, it's just going to happen. What's going to happen when now we've got all these credits? So if you hire someone under 20, you get a $200 a week credit for your business. Then, you know, up to what, 35, you get $100 a week or something like that. What's going to happen when those are removed? Hours are going to be cut. You've got to remember, all this money that the government is giving out, it's not their money. It's future promises of taxation from us. So, oh boy, did we expect to see this so soon. October is here, and Australian jobs are evaporating like a shallow puddle in the sunlight. The number of payroll jobs went down 0.7% in just 1 week between the 26th of September and October 3rd. That is significant because this week is the first week where the official statistics will be able to capture the effect of the new JobKeeper system. And this is just a reduction in JobKeeper, everyone. A reduction in JobKeeper and making it difficult for certain businesses. So here's the thing. If you're getting free money for having people on, you may have kept someone on a bit extra, and maybe they're just tightening the belt now. Or maybe some of these businesses aren't viable anymore without JobKeeper. If you remember, not only is JobKeeper lower, now it's harder for businesses to qualify. That means a lot of businesses got cut off and support for their employees is now gone. The next graph shows what I'm talking about. After a period of stability, the jobs index is going down again, dragging wages with it. This is happening as Victoria fixes its virus situation. It's not the first time the series has fallen, but earlier falls are mostly related to the virus getting worse. This time, what's worsening is the amount of government support. Well, you can't keep the government support tap going forever. Or can you? Some people would argue that you can. You know, then what's the point then of even pretending we have a free market, everyone? I mean, you've got to think about this. JobKeeper sounds really great, but would you personally invest your money in a failing business? Because that, in some ways, is what the government is doing. It's not the fault of the business, because the government has gone and, you know, restricted their ability to trade, but would you get $1,000 of your own money just to help a dying business? Would you invest your money in that? I'm sure a lot of us have in the past made stupid investment decisions, but would you do it now with what's going on? There's the question. That's what the government's doing on our behalf. On our behalf. So this is preliminary data from the ABS based on businesses that report their payroll directly to the tax office. It reveals the biggest fall in jobs was among small businesses. Those are the ones who are most likely to have qualified for JobKeeper. The government support for the economy has to be removed at some point, but doing it now may well strike you as being too soon. But see, that's the thing. There's always going to be people that are saying it's too soon. It's too soon. It's always going to be too soon to certain people. That's the danger. We can get addicted to this stuff. Any type of stimulus like this in an industry will prop it up. It'll create waste. It's inefficiencies in the market. And you know, I think we shouldn't even pretend anymore that we're in a free market economy here in Australia, just by the fact that they can artificially manipulate the cash rate to such absurd levels. We need to have a couple reserve banks, all competing with different currencies. That'd be an interesting economy, wouldn't it? People would definitely not understand what's going on then. The fall in jobs is not just about the virus. It wasn't just Victoria disappearing. Everywhere you look, employment got worse, Bondi to Bundaberg. I mean, there you go. Christmas shopping season is approaching, and retailers will be hoping we let loose a little after a year of restrictions. While the supermarkets and JB Hi-Fi have made out like bandits in 2020, many smaller retailers are on the brink of disaster. They need a strong Christmas period to survive to 2021. I mean, what are your Christmas spending intentions? I'll tell you honestly, we had to do Secret Santa in our family, and I just give people a silver coin. So I got a big stack of silver coins that I bought just for presents. Just for presents. And what annoyed me is, because you can give away a present and then you can steal it back. So silver coin is really small. It's like a $50 coin. And so no one wanted it because it didn't look impressive. But then I took my own present because no one wanted it. And so you had to unwrap it between everyone else. But my brother-in-law, who works on a silver mine, he knows that the bastard took my silver coin. Best laid plans. But all the rest of the Christmas shopping is pretty much in Rachel's department. I haven't changed since being a bachelor with regards to Christmas shopping. Christmas Eve, that's the time the blokes go shopping. Let me know in the comments if I'm not alone with that. You palm it all off onto the wife. But, are you going to go crazy this year? Or are you tightening your belt, only buying a small thing? Or did you do what I did or other people did, buy presents that, back in the past that you can now give out? So will Australia spend up? The RBA hopes so. They've been tracking what's happening to all the money that got pumped into the economy over the last 6 months, and they've found that not all of it got spent. Aussies have been doing a lot of saving. What that could mean is that we're ready to unleash hell at Christmas time, a tidal wave of spending where we try to make up for all the good times we've missed out during this year. The RBA governor puts it like this: it's entirely possible that as restrictions ease, people will choose to draw on their accumulated buffers to sustain and increase their spending. And he's right there. He's right. You might, if you've got a bit of money and work's still doing okay, you might loosen the purse strings a little bit at Christmas. Think, you know what? We need it. What do you reckon? Get that extra bottle of wine, get that carton of Bundy, get the dark and stormy. So, and sure, that's possible. A huge summer of buying presents for loved ones you haven't seen all year, beach holidays, meals out in the sun, a blowout, a massive splurge. The problem is, if that all gets, if people put it all on their credit card or Afterpay. So this is a percentage fall in total wages. As we see, this is, also looks like a K, doesn't it, guys? But what's also possible is families fear the creeping tide of unemployment and react with fear and timidity. That's not what we want to see. We want both sides to come to the party at once. We want employers to keep staff on because people are spending. We want people to spend because they know they can keep their jobs. The great thing about JobKeeper was that it compensated for the lack of confidence that would have naturally existed and glued the economy together. But the problem is, you can become addicted to it. It's like sugar, guys. But with the unemployment rate forecast to steadily increase until December, and JobKeeper turning into a distant memory for many businesses, a lack of confidence in the economy could cause the decline on jobs to turn into a spiral. Or maybe we can actually start seeing what the economy really is like without these interventions. But Jason's an interventionist. He'll call for more intervention. That's his theory he's making. That's it. Do you want to take... Fundamentally, the question I would say is, do you want to accept the short-term pain now or push it off into the future? Even when some people who are going to be suffering the pain, it's completely beyond their fault. It's nothing to do with them. There's the question I put to you guys. As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Are you copying it? How's your job and wages going? Are you planning to go spending on Christmas? If you're a fan of the channel and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.